The following program is furnished by its producer, host, and sponsors.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Wednesday, February 9th, 2022. I am Kevin Thomas, and you are listening to the King of Afternoon Drive Radio. So are you ready, Clemaniacs? If so, then let's give it up for Clem in the PM.
Yes, hello Clemaniacs, and welcome back to another edition of the Clem in the PM, the Wednesday edition, the Hump Day edition. Yes, welcome back everybody. Ooh, what a beautiful day in Clemville. It most certainly is, and it only gets better the next several days. The weather is going to be absolutely beautiful, reminding us that spring is right around the corner, on its way. Yes. Yes. It's going to get cold again next week, but I'm going to take this 45, 50 degrees next several days and run with it. Absolutely. Clemaniacs, how are you feeling on this Wednesday, this midweek day? How could you not feel good? I mean, really, the alternative is snow, freezing cold, but you wake up to this. I mean, this is beautiful out. Really, really feels much better on the mind and the body. Cold weather. I could tell you when it's going to be cold. My joints give me the forecast. Like, it's going to be brutally cold the next few days. So this weather just, it makes you happy, puts a smile on your face. I know guys like Kevin and Bang Bang Lewis, they really like the cold and the snow and all that good stuff, but I myself treasure days like this, especially in the dead of the winter. So it is Wednesday, the hump day. We get you over that hump. We bring you over that hump, and in your sight is that weekend that we all cherish. But before we get there, do not forget house calls. Ooh, it's already, I can't believe it's already the second Thursday of the month. Tomorrow, not today. So tomorrow, our very own Kerry Potter circles back around. But since it's Heart Month, we're going to circle back around with Dr. Carrie Pasick, the clinical director of cardiothoracic surgery at Good Samaritan Hospital. A very skilled, talented, knowledgeable doctor who was once before on house calls, and he'll be circling back around for National Heart Month, which also coincides with Valentine's Day. And if you haven't heard, this Saturday is going to be that night where Kevin Thomas and Roxanne Watson play love songs, read the beautiful message that had been sent in to sales@wrcr.com and purchased for $25. And while you're making that request, sending in your email with your 20 words or less, also request a song that you want to hear played. All right, they'll be taking requests. I heard Roxanne talking about that on her show. So request a song by your message. You're not only purchasing that message for your loved one, but you're showing your love for WRCR, your hometown radio station, which, by the way, 10,000 watts, beaming across Rockland County, through the Hudson Valley, and touching the tri-state area. Where was, I know where I was. I was going down to, what's it called? Lifetime Chimney Supply last week. And it was about, 6:30 in the morning. And even before the 10,000 watts, I've heard them going down, the morning guys going down or coming back from Long Island, because I drive down there periodically to pick up supplies. But this time around, it sounded like they were broadcasting from my backyard. And I was in the backyard with them. It was crazy. It was so crystal clear, absolutely perfect. And I was definitely closer to Long Island than I was to Rockland County. So the 10,000 watts delivering us the smart speaker. Most people nowadays, I think, would have one smart speaker. I mean, I shouldn't say most people. Shouldn't say that at all. A lot of people have smart speakers nowadays. So it's easy to get us on the dial. To play WRCR, Alexa, Siri, play WRCR. Boom, guess what? We pop up, we're right there. WRCR.com, of course, you're on your computer. You want to do some work, you're in the office. You're on your iPad, your phone, WRCR.com. Boom, listen live. All done. And of course on YouTube and Facebook. Like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Wife here. So, Kevin, how are you feeling today? A great show. What a great interview, man. I mean, that was a fantastic interview with, I forgot her name, but the lady from FABA. That really, really good interview. Great questions, really insightful stuff. And it sounds like it's going to be a fantastic show.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty good. I've seen a couple of videos of them in action, and they do a pretty good job. So I think people will enjoy the show on Friday night.
ABBA, I didn't know they came out with another album recently.
Yeah, they did. Late last year, they released an album called Voyage. And it's the first new material they've had in quite some time. So, and it was doing pretty good on the charts.
Did it get any airplay? Because I don't remember hearing much about it.
Yeah, I guess in some circles it was getting the airplay, but a lot of people are really tuned into it across the world, and I think a lot of people are happy that they're back making music again.
ABBA's one of those bands that just has that type of following. Like Grateful Dead didn't need to, sell albums in a store. They just had that following where they just sold out venue after venue after venue. And I think ABBA, the type of music they play, the sing-along, everybody gets into it. It's something that, people introduce to their kids, and their kids start getting into it. It's music that's played at plays and shows throughout schools and high schools and all that good stuff. So, that's great news that ABBA made an album, and I wish them much success because their music library is just one hit after another. Really, I mean, you could put them up there with so many of the great bands, in rock and roll, whatever genre, and I mean they could put up hit to hit against any band.
Yeah, I agree, and they're still the only artist or band that was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame where English wasn't their first language. So it's really an accomplishment.
No doubt. Burgermeister, our regional reporter, letting us know that their new album went platinum in December. Burgermeister will be on the payroll. When we hit it big, Burgermeister, you're on the payroll. Don't worry. All right. Just about that time for the first break. It's crazy how time flies when you're having fun. And that's what we do when we come here to Clemville. Everybody needs a daily escape from reality. And this is it right here for a lot of people. I mean, that is the truth. They come here for whatever. They want to hear silly stories, sad stories, funny stories, games, this, that, whatever it is. They want to hear me tell people, yeah, give me a call on my cell phone. My number is 867-5309. I mean, how many times can I use that on somebody? But that aside, it's our daily escape from reality. The world is a beautiful place, but the world can be very, very tough on us. No matter who you are, no matter how smart you may be, no matter how much money you have in your account, no matter the car you drive, the house you go to, the world is tough. It really, it's not for the faint of heart. And to just get an escape, to come to Clemville and escape the harsh realities of this thing we call life, that's what we do. All right. 845-429-1700. Obviously, never to call during the CLEM monologue. But that is the number, 845-429-1700. For national callers, dial the 1-845-429-1700. I mean, I don't know. Do you have to dial the 1 Is that a thing yet? I'm still waiting for the suicide hotline to go 3 digits. Like, what is this absurdity? I can't even believe it's taking longer for the FCC to get a 3-digit number rocking and rolling for the suicide hotline, mental health breakdowns, whatever. And it took quicker than, the local legislator passed this stuff. So now we can start, overviewing, buildings and codes. And we have the people to do it. I can't believe that. All right, Kev, what's up?
I believe the last time I heard July is when it's supposed to go to 3 digits.
July. All right. Well, let's hope. I mean, like I said, the legislator was able to vote a budget and allow the takeover. And usually the legislature, they don't move at all. So July, that's what we hear. All right. Kathy checking in on the YouTube. She is the queen of the YouTube chat. Where's the king? Where's the Facebook people? Everybody, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back here on Clem in the PM. Woo!
Hudson Valley News, informative programs, and your favorite music. We're Radio Unscripted, AM 1700, WRCR, and WRCR.com.
Be sure to listen to the Business and Market Update with Ken Mahoney of Mahoney Asset Management every Monday through Friday morning at 8:30 here on WRCR. Catch Ken's incisive commentary on business and market trends during the upcoming trading day. And you can have your business-related question answered directly by Ken Mahoney. Just submit it to the Mahoney mailbag. Go to the website at MahoneyGPS.com, enter your question or comment, and it will be answered directly by Ken. On the radio every Monday through Friday morning at 8:30, right here on WRCR, AM 1700, Radio Unscripted, or WRCR.com.
Are you concerned about water quality for recreation activities like fishing, boating, and swimming? Or about water quality and availability for drinking and landscape use? Is flooding a bigger issue and concern? Then tune in the second Thursday of every month for the Stormwater Consortium radio show at 9:30 a.m. on WRCR with your host, Michael Wilson. The show is sponsored by the Stormwater Consortium of Rockland County and Cornell Cooperative Extension of Rockland County. Discuss these issues and many others that relate to stormwater, runoff, and water quality.
This is Clarkstown Supervisor George Homan. Please join me for my monthly show, Hometown Happenings, which airs the first Thursday of each month from 9:30 to 10 a.m. We will take your calls, we'll have special guests, and update you about what's going on around town and in the county. So please join me, Supervisor George Homan, the first Thursday of each month from 9:30 to 10 a.m. for Hometown Happenings. You'll be happy that you did.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hi, I'm Kevin Thomas, host of The Good with Kevin Thomas, every weekday at 2 p.m. I've got positive stories and music to get you through your afternoon. It's the daily boost you need, and it's on 5 days a week. The Good with Kevin Thomas, keeping you smiling. Weekdays at 2 after Stardust Memories and before Clem in the PM. Right here on WRCR and WRCR.com.
Melting polar ice was a dirty look. Shrinking glaciers, a nudge. Then dying coral reefs pushed us, hard. Rising ocean temperatures and extreme weather, an uppercut. Then record-breaking heat waves hit us right where it hurts. Has it occurred to anyone that maybe the Earth is trying to get our attention?
We can still reduce greenhouse gas pollution. To find out how, go to fightglobalwarming.com. Brought to you by Environmental Defense, the Robertson Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Now let's take a look at the roads with Hudson Valley traffic.
There was some earlier pothole repair work slowing you down on the Sprain northbound after Route 100C, but all travel lanes are open now, so the Sprain looks good. As a matter of fact, the Bronx River Parkway looks good southbound heading down toward the Bronx where we had some earlier construction. As usual, though, northbound Hutch is heavy from just north of Route 1 in Pella Manor up to the Cross County. Your average speed is about 20 miles an hour, maybe 25. Westbound Cross County, heavy from Yonkers Avenue onto the northbound side of the Sawmill. No problems on the Tappan Zee Bridge, and we're in good shape on the Thruway in Rockland. Traffic sponsored by DuckDuckGo. You want the same internet but more privacy? DuckDuckGo's got you covered. They help millions of people like you get privacy online without any trade-offs. With one download, you can search and browse privately, avoiding trackers, all for free. DuckDuckGo, privacy simplified. And from the Hudson Valley Traffic Center, I'm Chris Majette.
Weather.
Welcome to early spring in February. It's a fine February day across the lower Hudson Valley. Mostly sunny skies, mid and upper 40s. Tonight, partly cloudy, lows 30 to 35. On Thursday, it's just plain sunny. Highs near 50 degrees. Friday will be in the low 50s and partly sunny. And Saturday will be in the low to mid 50s and partly sunny, with a chance of a rain shower in the afternoon. For AM 1700 WRCR, this is meteorologist Mark Hannock.
Up-to-the-minute weather information is always available on the WRCR website. Day or night, when you want the weather, check our website at WRCR.com.
And the current temperature is 45.
I got the radio on. I got the radio on. Kev was talking about Roxanne, Celebrate, right? Isn't her song Celebrate? Woo, right? Isn't that? Yeah, right. You were talking the other day about how every time you hear that song, you think of Roxanne. So what a great job of her selecting that song. So last night I'm in my car. I jump in, I start, and I hear, you got the radio on. I'm like, oh, Kev's commercial's on. And all of a sudden the song starts going on. I'm like, wait, what is this? So I sound hog it or whatever. What is it, Monster Love or something like that? What is the name of that group?
It's Modern Lovers.
Modern Lovers, that's right. So they were playing your jam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm telling you, it's like you hear that and you're thinking the good with Kevin Thomas. It was on, the Peak, 107.1 The Peak, obviously a rival. I don't want to say a rival station, but, they do have Beckerleys as an advertiser. I find that very strange that we're in Rockland County and there's 4 Beckerleys and they're advertising over the bridge. It's okay. I'm going to go win Beckerleys back. I shall steal you back, like that song from, who sings that song? Jimmy Eat World. I will steal
Jimmy World,
you back. Beckerleys. All right. Anyway, so Kevin's song, yes. Kathy Hochul, the governor. She's wearing thin. I know. Listen, I still got belief, but somewhat starting to wear thin. She has dropped the indoor mask mandate, except for schools. She's going to make a decision about the kids coming up, around the midwinter recess. But basically, the heat was on. The heat was on. Da-na-na. And she felt it, especially since our neighboring New Jersey governor said, that's it. We're going to yank the masks. And then now Hochul jumped on board. And, listen, she knows it's voting season soon. She knows you don't want to irate. She knows she has a certain percentage of votes. She don't want to irate those people. And they switch sides. So the heat was on. She dropped the mask mandate. And it feels like a turning point with COVID. So I'm kind of glad. Although myself, I'm still going to wear the mask for several reasons. One, obviously, it may or may not reduce COVID, getting it, spreading it, whatever. But it most certainly covers my nose hairs. Like, there are times when I don't realize how long the hairs in my nose are when I leave the house. Until I'm like in my truck, I'm looking in the rearview mirror, and it's like I got 4 inches of hair sticking out of my nose. The mask is perfect. I know until I can get home to my lawnmower, my weed whacker to trim my nose hairs, I wear the mask. It covers it up. It's perfect. It's like just the perfect thing. Sometimes I have bad breath. the things I eat and do. I get bad breath. Like the mask, it covers it up. So the mask I'm gonna miss. I'm still personally, like I don't know. I'm a germaphobe, so I'll be wearing the mask. Certain areas, like, you know, not all the time, but I'll have a mask with it because sometimes, like, someone there is like their nose is running, snots are coming out their nose. You know, they're touching their nose and then they're touching like the banister. So they're like, I gotta put my mask on, protect myself. But Governor Kathy Hochul has dropped the indoor mask mandate today, and that, you know, listen, it was leading to clashes in court. It was leading to people getting, you know, beaten up, killed. It was ridiculous. So I, for one, I'm going to miss the mask. It was a shield for me. I got to be on top of the nose hair situation a little bit more. Oh, my God. Talk about sad story. I just want to go into this. I saw this story, and it really, like, I was like, wow, this, what, like, you never know when it's your time. But this really, it was a sad story. A woman, she was riding her bicycle over a bridge in Florida, and this drawbridge started opening when she was about 10 feet from the edge. So I said to myself, when I heard this story the other day, I said, if I sensed, the bridge doesn't just go quickly, you know, it doesn't just like, bing, like from horizontal to vertical. It doesn't like, it's not like spring loaded and it goes, and all the way up. It's slow. It's like, and it's like moving upward. And then it gets to a point where it's pretty much like a 90-degree angle. Is that 45 degrees or 90 degrees? Kev, what's an L? 45 degree?
It is 45, yeah.
45 degree. All right. So the drawbridge goes slowly up to 45 degrees. So you're thinking, if you feel or you hear the alarms going off, whatever, even if you have a bike, don't you just ditch the bike and run for deer like hell? I mean, you just like, boom, you just jettison the last 10 feet. It's like you're running an 84-yard touchdown, and the last 10 yards, and you tune it up because they're about to tackle you before you get to the end zone. Last play of the game. So the bridge goes up. She's stuck on it. She actually was clinging to the bridge. They actually have video of her clinging to the bridge. Oh, and L is 90 degrees? Kev, you were correct. I think an L is 90 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Right, I'm sorry, I apologize. Let's continue. So, a woman gets stuck on the bridge. The bridge starts going up. She's only 10 feet away. I don't understand. She's 79 years old. That's why. That explains it. Maybe she didn't have the gusto, the oomph. Can you imagine that? That's what I'm saying. Every day is a blessing. Some people don't get it. They're like, oh, they start complaining about work. They start complaining about this, about that, about everything. Are you kidding me? This lady could have been she could have woke up and said, what a beautiful day living in Florida. The sun, the sun sets, the sun rising. She goes out for a bike ride. And just like that, she got caught up. She was clinging to the bridge. And sadly, I mean, that thing is like, it says it's 50 to 60 feet that she fell to a concrete landing. That's crazy. I mean, that's just horrible. You never know when it's your time or how you're going to go. So take each reason. This is what I'm saying. This is why I could, you know, I could be stealing Kev's thunder and talking about all good. This is a very sad story, a beautiful day out. You're in Florida enjoying the weather, going for a bike ride, taking it all in, the sights, the sounds, the ambiance. And all of a sudden you're like clinging to dear life. And I mean, just imagine when her grip went. I mean, that's just horrible, horrible. Every minute, Clemaniacs, is a blessing. Remember that. Do your thing. I mean, you better Live your life. Don't be living other people's lives. That's their life to live. You live your life. I'm not saying you have to leave, everybody behind and go live your life. No, I'm just saying make sure you're living your life. Very sad story. Very sad. All right, so 845-429-1700 if you call in and chime in on anything. Now, I tonight have to take my kids to religion. No Arthur this week. He fell in the shower, Arthur, and he broke several ribs. And he's just not up. I've been bringing him stuff, and I may stop by tonight. I'm going to give him a call because sometimes he's like, don't worry, Pete, I can't get out of bed. So he's recovering slowly. So tonight I'm going to do some work. I got some work to do in conjunction with the radio station. The radio show and the radio station. So perfect night. I'd much rather go out with Arthur and then get this stuff done later on too, but he's tied up, not feeling too good. And I'll drop my kids off at religion, come back into the CLEM studio. I can't wait till CLEM after hours. We break through the winter. That's, get through the winter, get some nice days, get the snow out of here, and then we start rocking and rolling with all that YouTube stuff. I've been talking to Arthur about his thing, his food reviews. He's like, he don't do a lot of experimental eating because he's never been in that opportunity where he could, whether could afford it or just had that opportunity. He goes on cruises, and that's really where he gets to be exposed to much different things. So he's all up for the Arthur food reviews, and that's going to be, I'm telling you, it's going to be a great time. Everybody loves Arthur. When you meet him, he's just that type of guy. You fall in love with him immediately, and he's definitely got some ways to express himself, especially when it comes to good food. He's a man who loves fish and chips. We may actually do some fish and chip reviews in the beginning just to get our wheels turning. Get him used to it, work out the kinks, the lighting, the sound, whatever. But I'm excited for that. And I'm really excited for the $1-a-minute interviews. I tell you right now, I just passed my man. I was going up to my mechanics. I had to go get his battery charger. It's like, doing when you're pumping someone's heart when like basically dead, that machine. Blah, 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 blah. I needed it for my Corvette and my El Camino. They were both dead. I got stuck again in my Corvette. Terry, I'm like, Terry, come save me. Terry, come pull the wire. She couldn't pull the wire, so I had to climb out of the roof again. But anyway, let me just read this. I can't. CLEM after hours. Yes, that's something where CLEM after hours I can do. I can't do that on CLEM after hours as well. Looking forward to a lot of stuff. All right. We'll take a break in a few minutes. When we get back, I want to talk about this man who had an opinion, and he also had a job. And when his opinion was spoke, there went his job. I'd like to get your opinion on this story when we return. But before we go, we are at the end, the very end. Like Roxanne said, today's the day. Get it in. I got to get in. I didn't get it in yet. I got no pull, believe me. It's not like if I get mine in Friday, Clem can come and do it. We'll play. No, it's too late. You snooze, you lose. I'm getting mine in today. I had to master the 20 words. I really, I like to write, cut it down, trim it. Crazy Glue Bill, God rest his soul, his wife, Doris, she was our writing teacher. She told me a lot of things about writing. You put it down. You just let the pen work its magic. And then, like a butcher, you trim the fat. Yeah, Kev.
I've got Rosemary on the line.
Transistor.
I always have bad timing. Timing is everything. I'll be tell your friend Arthur that we all pull for him that he should get better quickly.
I most certainly will
that'll
tell him
mean
that.
a lot to him.
I most certainly will tell him that. What?
No, I always try to picture in my mind what your friends are like, and that Steve Purcell, that man who retired from radio.
Yeah.
You talk about him a lot, too. I try to picture him, what he's like. Like, I feel like I know him a little. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, no, listen, it's funny that you say that because I've witnessed this. I've had several parties where, let's say, Clemaniacs have come, and I hear that because they say, they'll tell somebody, like, usually it's like someone will come up to Gracie. They'll say, "Oh, who are you?" She goes, "I'm Gracie." And they go, "You're Gracie? Oh, my God, I can't believe it. Like, I pictured you as blah, 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 blah." And then someone will say, because they all introduce themselves. And let me tell you something. They talk about a football coach's tree. Like, how their assistant coaches and coaches go and move on. I have a tree that is unbelievable, really. Like the relationships, the friendships, the spurning of the doo-wop dream machine. I'm not saying that was my idea of the show, but really I think I kicked them over the finish line to get them going. And it's just fostered so much stuff. So like I said, hopefully you and Battery John will invite yourselves to our party here at the Clem Pound, and you'll get to put the voice with the face and all that good stuff.
I'm picking out my outfit now.
I love you. I love you. All right. I'll see you later, Transistor. All
Love
right.
you back. Bye-bye.
Yep. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back. All hail. Woo. All right.
Colombian.
Man. Talk about Bryan Avenue. Get out of here, man. Colombian.
Traffic, weather, and music you remember on AM 1700 WRCR and WRCR.com.
Love is in the air.
Valentine's Day is coming.
And February is also National Organ Donor Day on the 14th and the American Heart Association Heart Month.
Send a message of love and affection to partners, family, and friends by purchasing a WRCR Valentine's greeting. For just $25, your message will be read live on the air Saturday, February 12th between 5 and 7 p.m. on a special show hosted by Roxanne Watson and Kevin Thomas.
We'll be playing love songs and reading Valentine's messages on the air. Just email your Valentine greeting, 20 words or less, to sales@WRCR.com.
You'll receive a confirmation and payment instructions. Then make sure you tell all your loved ones and even the people who hate you to tune in to WRCR AM 1700 or WRCR.com February 12th from 5 to 7 p.m. for our special Share the Love Valentine's Show.
Happy Valentine's!
Right now, police are stepping up patrols to make sure drivers and pedestrians obey our crosswalk laws. Why? Because every year in New York, people are injured or killed just crossing the street. So remember, pedestrians, obey traffic signals and use crosswalks. And drivers, yield to pedestrians in crosswalks. If you don't, we will educate you on the law. And you may get a ticket, because tickets get attention, and that saves lives. A message from the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
You remember the days when you could turn on your radio and hear songs like this? Well, they're back. Hi, everybody. This is Bryant Avenue Bob Trevero, and I'll be hosting the Doo-Wop Dream Machine Show this Friday and every Friday night from 6 to 8 p.m. right here on WRCR 1700 AM and streaming live on WRCR.com. I'll play songs like this that you know and love and introduce you to songs you've never heard. But once you do, you'll get to know and love them as well. I'll take your telephone calls, dedications, and song requests. You say it, and I'll play it. I'll be brought to you by Rick's Club American in Congers, New York. So join me this Friday and every Friday night from 6 to 8 p.m. for the Doo-Wop Dream Machine Show right here on WRCR.
Now let's take a look at the road with Hudson Valley traffic.
There was some earlier pothole repair work slowing you down on the Sprain northbound after Route 100C, but all travel lanes are open now, so the Sprain looks good. As a matter of fact, the Bronx River Parkway looks good southbound heading down toward the Bronx where we had some earlier construction. As usual, though, northbound Hutch is heavy from just north of Route 1 in Pella Manor up to the Cross County. Your average speed is about 20 miles an hour, maybe 25. Westbound Cross County, heavy from Yonkers Avenue onto the northbound side of the Sawmill. No problems on the Tappan Zee Bridge, and we're in good shape on the Thruway in Rockland. Traffic sponsored by DuckDuckGo. You want the same internet but more privacy? DuckDuckGo's got you covered. They help millions of people like you get privacy online without any trade-offs. With one download, you can search and browse privately, avoiding trackers, all for free. DuckDuckGo, privacy simplified. And from the Hudson Valley Traffic Center, I'm Chris Majette.
Weather.
Welcome to early spring in February. It's a fine February day across the lower Hudson Valley. Mostly sunny skies, mid and upper 40s. Tonight, partly cloudy, lows 30 to 35. On Thursday, it's just plain sunny. Highs near 50 degrees. Friday will be in the low 50s and partly sunny. And Saturday will be in the low to mid 50s and partly sunny, with a chance of a rain shower in the afternoon. For AM 1700 WRCR, this is meteorologist Mark Hannock.
Up-to-the-minute weather information is always available on the WRCR website. Day or night, when you want the weather, check our website at WRCR.com.
And the current temperature is 45.
And we are back here. Just checking the mute there on WRCR, the world-renowned CLEM Radio Network. All right, so don't forget, cigar smokers. Tomorrow night is your night. Going down at the Hearth and Tap on Kinderkamak Road in Montvale. The Nomos Cigar launch event that we've all been waiting for. They're going to have free cigars, cigars for sale. They'll have hot appetizers. They'll have fellow cigar aficionados talking about cigars, humidors, and everything related to the cigar. So that's going down tomorrow night, 6 to 10 at Hearth and Tap right on Kinderkamak Road as you pull in to the lovely town of Montvale. Can't miss it. Nomos Cigars. My buddy Gerald Miles and his good friend. Something that they're passionate about. They obviously didn't run into a Sal. You know, there's not a Sal in the cigar business taking that money. Oh, look, I give you beautiful cigar. I make beautiful cigar for you. I can make you millions of these cigars. And all of a sudden, he brings them like a freaking burnt out cigarette butt. 50,000 of them. That's what happened at Functionally Insane, you know. Sal. Anybody know anyone in Pakistan? Know a guy named Sal in Pakistan, probably driving a nice big Mercedes on our dollar, all 30,000 of it. All right, so anyway, check out this story. I was having a flashback. It took me off. I mean, my buddy Gerald, I hope everything works out for him. We've known each other since kindergarten. And like I always say, when I think Gerald Miles, look here, you on YouTube and Facebook. See this little black dot in my hand? That is the tip of a pencil. That is a pencil that broke off in my hand many, many moons ago. All right, so PGA Golf. I don't watch it. I don't know nothing about it. I can't swing a club to say. I mean, I could swing it like a bat. I can't golf to save my life, honestly. I tried it for some time. My OCD kicked in, and all of a sudden I was golfing all day. Like I wasn't going to work. I was cutting work early. I was golfing because you get addicted. In order to get good, you need repetition. I mean, really, you need to you'll never perfect it, but you need to keep going over and fixing stuff. I got crazy. I just buried my golf clubs. I'm like, this is nuts. So Mark Lai, he is a former, golfing expert. He's a golfing expert. He's now a guy on Sirius Satellite who talks about golf, about the competitors, the competitions, and everything related to golf. So recently he said, the LPGA tour to me is a completely different tour than it was years ago. You couldn't pay me to watch. You really couldn't. Because I couldn't relate at all. It's kind of like, if you're a basketball player, and I'm not trashing anybody, please don't take it the wrong way. But I saw some highlights of ladies basketball. Man, is there a gun in the house? I'll shoot myself, then watch that. Now, that obviously, the last few sentences there, is there a gun in the house? I'll shoot myself, then watch that. He should have said, I'd rather shoot myself. He said, I'll shoot myself, then watch that. I guess that makes sense. That right there is it's horrible, to just even bring up suicide and in a way like he did. But why he got fired wasn't for those words. He got fired because he dissed ladies basketball and golf. So he got canned because they said he was a sexist because he can't appreciate women playing the same sport that men do. So this is where I have a problem. Like, I personally, this is just my opinion, don't think this guy said anything bad, except for the end where he's talking about getting a gun and he'd rather off himself than watch women's basketball. I think that's horrific. In itself, he should make a public apology for those who have dealt with suicide, for those people that have suicidal thoughts constantly, nagging him in the head. But he was, like I said, he wasn't fired for that. He was fired for his sexist comment degrading, women's golf and basketball. Now, for personally, I don't watch women's basketball. It's just boring. It is. I guess I find it more interesting and intriguing watching men's basketball. I don't know. I'm a sexist all of a sudden. I agree with this guy. I just don't find it, to me, it's just not my thing. But it seems like his thing has to be someone else's thing in order for him to keep his job. He wasn't. I mean, like I said, to me, what really stuck out was his reference to taking his life, before he would watch that, getting a gun and taking his life, which people who are dealing now with suicidal thoughts and have suicidal tendencies, reading something like that, I mean, that's something that could just push them over the edge. But I in no way think he should be fired for voicing his opinion and his feelings towards women's sports. I mean, if he had directly said something like, women can't play basketball because, they're not as athletic as men, and that's why they don't slam dunk, and if you don't slam dunk, you're really not a basketball player. Something like that, obviously, like reminiscent of Jimmy the Greek, where, the statements buried his career right there live on air. Yo, Bodybuilding Brian checking in on the, wow. Bodybuilding Brian going Facebook Messenger. Woo, I'm all over the place with contact. Bodybuilding Brian, give me a woo. So this guy got canned from his job. He should, like I said, had to have made an apology to people who've lost loved ones, people who are dealing with who may have attempted to take their life, and make a statement. But other than that, I mean, I think the ratings speak. The ratings of women's basketball. And you could just see it, that it doesn't have the backing that men's basketball has. You don't see it on commercials. You don't see, on billboards. I just don't see it. So he's voicing what's out there. And he's got canned. Crazy. To me, that's crazy. I mean, he lost his job. That's what puts food on the table, because he doesn't think women's sports is worth watching. Now, the way he went about saying that's not cool. But could you believe he got fired for that? Nuts. All right, don't forget, tomorrow night, House Calls, second Thursday of the month, our very own Kerry Potter interviews a specialist, and this specialist is a repeat offender of House Calls. Well, I mean, is that repeat offender? That doesn't sound right. Sound like he committed a crime. But he's a repeat return visitor. Dr. Carrie Pasick, the clinical director of cardiothoracic surgery at Good Sam Hospital, will be Carrie's guest tomorrow, immediately following the CLEM in the PM. All right. For those of you soccer fans out there, I love soccer. I don't watch it, but my son and I, we're very excited You know, my mom's leaving. I'm not excited about that. I'm very sad, and actually, less than a week, she'll be gone. My sister's coming up tomorrow night. Can't wait to see her. The kids are excited. But when my mom leaves, you know, we're taking over downstairs, and we're making a movie room. I've already ordered this stuff, you know, those cool chairs that fold back and this and that, and the big TV and surround sound and all this good stuff. So my son and I have committed to having a lot of date nights down there watching soccer on the big screen and learning the game. He wants to watch soccer and learn the game. I said, fine, son, that's great. And I'm going to start learning the players. He knows more players than I do about. He's like, Dad, what do you think of this guy? I'm like, who's that? He's like, he's a soccer player. And like 2 days later, Dad, what do you think of this guy? I go, who's that? He's a soccer player. Next day he asked me, Dad, what do you think of this guy? I go, oh, he's real good, man. He's a great soccer player. I never saw the guy in my life. I don't know who he's talking about, but now I'm on board. He knows all these soccer players. And one of them was Kurt Zuma. All right, a pretty popular, very talented soccer player who's got... I didn't know that, Dave. Wow, I can't believe this. How long has that been going on? No way. I know NASCAR was the other day. I figured you were home drooling. Dave tells me he knows about soccer. He's been watching soccer. Wow, that comes as a surprise to me. I never knew that about Dave. Not that I know a lot about Dave. Like, he asked me what's his favorite food. I wouldn't know. He goes from eating, then he don't eat. Then he goes to keto. Then he goes to this. Then this crazy thing. He eats buckwheats and, you know, whatever. But wow, a long time. What are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? This is where I need that sound effect. All right, let me get back to this. So this guy, Kurt Zuma, well-known soccer player, talented guy, on the West Ham team. Video of him kicking one of his cats across. I mean, literally like soccer kick, kicking his cat across the floor. The kid picks up the cat. His kid picks it up. He smacks it. I mean, he really bitch slapped the cat. And his video was put on social media, and they were like laughing. Ha, 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 ha. They thought people were going to find it amusing. But the backlash was fierce. Not only was he suspended for the team, only suspended for the team. That's ridiculous. Michael Vick, I mean, I know dog fighting and kicking a cat, it's a little bit two different things, but nonetheless, you're abusing an animal. I think people who abuse animals, those are the sickest people. Oh my God, I'm going to turn the page really quickly because I want to get into this. This guy, Kurt Zuma, lost his sponsorship from Adidas. He was making $125,000 a week. I think sponsorship from Adidas. If I'm not, maybe that number's off. Maybe that was his pay actually. And he got suspended 2 weeks. That's it. 2 weeks pay. $250,000. For kick. I mean, he really belted this cat bad. Guy's not human. Let's talk about not human. I don't know how did I end up on this? Like my back right now, I'm just all jonesed up on like pain, like muscle relaxers. I agree, Burgermeister. If you abuse animals, you should get your hands cut off. I agree completely. You abuse an animal, put your hands in here. That's it. You feel free to abuse an animal now with your legs. But if we catch you, your legs are gone next. So I don't know. I'm on this thing. I don't know. How did I get there? How did I get? All of a sudden, it's telling stories of cannibals. This one, 2 brothers did this, ate this person. A lady ate her husband. This one ate that one. These people cooked up that. This one was found with a veal chop person, leg all cut up into a chop like oh my, it was her. There was like 180 stories, different stories of like the last 20 years. It was, I couldn't believe it. Johnny took his girlfriend into the woods, clubbed her on the head, cooked her up. You know, this one ate his son's eyeball. It was like, this is the world we live in. Like, this is crazy. It's all every man for himself. All right. I defend my family. I'm telling you right now, this is the strangest thing. You know, you're around a cannibal or a pedophile or like some sicko. Those are like the most insane people. Like the total like end of the spectrum of insanity. We're all just crazy. Like we're regular crazy. I mean, but these people are insane crazy. How did I get there? I was talking about chicken, wasn't I? Was I talking about chicken? Or do I just want chicken? I know this guy kicked the cat. And sometimes that's chicken when we like, yeah, can I get sesame chicken? What was that? Chicken, something. Anyway, we're coming up to the 4 o'clock. House calls tomorrow, I told you, right after the show. Your Valentine's 20 words or less message needs to get in tonight. I'm excited. I can't wait for Saturday, 5 to 7, to hear lovely music and all these great messages, which, by the way, I have not gotten mine in yet. I am going to do it right after the show. I'm going to set my Facebook show up for tomorrow, my live, because if I don't do it now, then I got to get in a system. It's OCD. If I have a system, and then I'll remember it. If I don't do it all the time, I'll forget how my brain operates. Tomorrow, house calls. What we got tomorrow morning? Any show on tomorrow morning? Let me think. Thursday. I know Friday we got Who Wants to Be a Volunteer. It's going to be a very, very, excellent show Friday. Excellent show. But tomorrow, no, I don't think we have a morning show. All right. That said, it's 4 o'clock. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Woo!
AM 1700 WRCR Haverstraw.
Are you self-motivated, creative, and persistent? WRCR is seeking sales account executives to help bring in new clients and create successful radio campaigns and digital promotions on a commission-only basis with excellent earning potential. If you're interested in joining our sales team, please email me, Kerry, Kerry, at WRCR.com. And hey, college students, this is a great opportunity to gain sales experience in the exciting world of radio.
When winter storms hit, WRCR is your total information source.
Delays, postponements, and cancellations.
Frequently updated weather forecasts from our exclusive meteorologist, Mark Hannick.
Direct reports from road crews who are out there making it safe for you to travel.
They'll tell you which roads are passable or whether it's advisable to just stay put.
It's a total team effort, and we win every time.
So stay right here throughout the winter.
AM 1700 WRCR and WRCR.com.
Your total winter weather information source.
Hello, Hudson Valley. It's Wednesday, February 9th, 2022. I'm Jeff Lewis with your WRCR News. After weeks of confusion and delay, the Rockland County Legislature last night approved the budget necessary to create an Office of Building and Codes, take over that function for the village of Spring Valley. The county is state authorized to do that come Monday. Justin Schwartz heads up the Rockland Illegal Housing Task Force and co-hosts the Who Wants to Be a Volunteer program, heard here on WRCR, and he says the budget was approved unanimously and without comment.
Failure is not an option. The bad actors must be identified quickly, prosecuted promptly, and punished to the maximum extent of the law.
The legislature also approved the appointment of former Suffern Mayor Ed Marcunas to head up the new office. The state-authorized move to take over the village building department comes in the wake of last year's fatal fire at the Evergreen Adult Home, in which Spring Valley firefighter Jared Lloyd and a resident were both killed. 2 former Spring Valley Building Department employees and 4 others have been charged in connection with the blaze. A woman was reportedly in critical condition after being hit by a garbage truck while crossing a street in Spring Valley yesterday. DailyVoice.com says the incident took place yesterday morning around 8:30 on Division Street. The 67-year-old woman was taken to Westchester Medical Center. No other details were available. Shootings on a usually quiet cul-de-sac in New City. Shootings at a Yonkers bar and near a Mount Vernon school. Increased shootings in the city. Gun violence is on the rise, and police officials are eager to repeal many of the bail and criminal justice reform laws enacted under the Cuomo administration to help out. Rockland Sheriff Lou Falco says he and other public safety officials will be making an aggressive push to convince the governor to change those laws.
Whether she can break ground with the supermajority in both sides of the legislature, the Senate and the Assembly in Albany, remains to be seen.
Governor Kathy Hochul took part in the Gun Violence Strategies Partnership Task Force with President Biden and New York City Mayor Eric Adams last week. Hochul said governments at all levels need to work together to keep the gun crisis from getting worse, but they also need to recognize the reasons why people turn to violence in the first place.
We saw an incredible increase in violence immediately following the pandemic. It appears to me the human condition was very frail. We have people who succumbed to suicide, substance abuse, domestic violence, and even, yes, acquiring a gun on the streets for $1,200 and using it against one of their fellow men or women.
The NYPD's crime stats for January show a nearly 39% increase in the overall crime rate compared with January 2021, and shooting incidents increased by almost 32%. Murder, on the other hand, dropped about 15%. The Ramapo village of New Hempstead is facing a court challenge to its newly updated zoning codes. That's according to the Journal News. The claim filed in state Supreme Court says the new codes are filled with procedural errors and violations of environmental review laws. The village's attorney, Terry Rice, told the Journal News he's reviewing the case, but added the village believes they did everything correctly. New York's former governor isn't ruling out another run for public office, but he says it's too soon to discuss it. That's what Andrew Cuomo told Bloomberg News on Friday. Cuomo said State Attorney General Letitia James and the group of independent lawyers made serious mistakes when they investigated sexual harassment claims against him. Cuomo hasn't been charged with any crime, but Rockland State Senator Elijah Reichlin-Melnick, a Democrat, says Cuomo should sit this one out.
He should not run for office. That is my opinion. We're watching in real time, I think, two people, on both sides of the aisle. You've got Cuomo on one hand and the former President Trump on the other hand. And both of them, I think, have very similar personalities. They both think of themselves as winners, don't want to be a loser, and the fact that both of them, in fact, are losers at this point really, I think, has gotten to them. And so I think they've sort of, to some extent, gone off the deep end and are just constantly trying to do battle with everybody they perceive to have persecuted them and victimized them.
Cuomo told Bloomberg News he only resigned because he didn't want to be a distraction, not because he did anything wrong. I'm Jeff Lewis with your WRCR News. The weather's up next. The good starts at 2. And don't miss CLEM in the PM at 3. For more news and breaking stories, follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And check out our website, WRCR.com.
Now let's take a look at the road with Hudson Valley traffic.
Good afternoon. This report is being sponsored by DuckDuckGo. Protect your privacy for free online with DuckDuckGo. First off, a look at 84. Things are moving nicely through Putnam, Dutchess, and Orange County. New York State Thruway, well, it looks pretty good up in Orange County from Westchester both ways, but then southbound in Saugerties around exit 20. We have an accident reported. Also looks pretty good on 684 and 287. 95 is clear and 218 is still closed. Cornwall and West Point stick with 9W instead. Tired of being tracked online? DuckDuckGo can help. They help millions of people like you take control of their personal information online. With one download, you could search and browse privately, avoiding trackers all for free. DuckDuckGo, privacy simplified. From the Hudson Valley Traffic Center, I'm John Kremeyer.
Weather.
Welcome to early spring in February. It's a fine February day as far as the lower Hudson Valley. Mostly sunny skies, mid and upper 40s. Night partly cloudy, lows 30 to 35. On Thursday, it's just plain sunny. Highs near 50 degrees. Friday will be in the low 50s and partly sunny. And Saturday will be in the low to mid-50s and partly sunny with a chance of a rain shower in the afternoon. For AM 1700 WRCR, this is meteorologist Mark Hannock.
Up-to-the-minute weather information is always available on the WRCR website. Day or night, when you want the weather, check our website at WRCR.com.
And the current temperature is 44 degrees.
The following program is furnished by its producer, host, and sponsors.
Welcome back, Clemaniacs. This is Kevin Thomas, and you are listening to the second hour of Clem in the PM. Here's your host, Pete Clemente.
All right, I am in the mood, that vibe, I love it. We are back here, and it is 409. Formula 409. I got the formula for you. Radiotherapy, 3 to 5 weekdays here in Clemville. So, today is the last single day of February, meaning it's the 9th. Tomorrow's the 10th. That's 2 digits. Thought you'd like to know. So it is February 9th, and we share our joy, our happiness, our prayers for people whose birthdays are today. So if it's your birthday, I wish you all the love and absolute day today filled with happiness and joy, and hopefully you're around those, share that love that you share for them and they for you. And a year of health and wisdom, knowledge. A couple of scratch-off big winners would be nice. Some of that Mega Millions. Don't forget Clem. So happy birthday to you. And a happy year ahead. Remember, live every minute like it's your last. Every day like it's your last. You got to be loving life. You got to go out there and do your thing. So famous birthdays today. Let's see what we got here. You share your birthday with Michael B. Jordan. He's an actor. He's 35 years old. He was in Black Panther, The Wire, Friday Night Lights, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Happy birthday to Michael B. Jordan. To me, there's only one Michael Jordan. It's the Michael Jordan, which it's funny. I was watching videos of him today dominating in his first several years. He was killing it. Obviously, they didn't have the team to win it all, but he was insane. The greatest ever right there, in my opinion. So let's move on down. Famous birthdays. Jalen Green, basketball player. He's on the Houston Rockets, I think. That says. I don't know. He might have been traded. These things don't get updated often. Happy birthday to him. Imagine being 20 years old in the NBA. Crazy. Doing what you love, traveling all around, getting paid, just beautiful life. Some people are just truly blessed. I mean, it's a blessing, that God give you that talent, and it's up to you to do the right thing. You know how many people have talent that have squandered not just their talent, but their life? It could have been something greater than they were, which a lot of times is nothing. And I know Pastor Rich is going to say everybody's something, but I'm talking about people who have just squandered their life. They've gone into a life of crime, a life of, just drug addiction, and not that something's wrong. People who are drug addicts. There's not. Sometimes it just happened. They're not bad people. It just happened. But anyway, let's continue with our birthdays. Move on down the line. I like to talk and forget what I was talking about, so let me talk less. Here we go. Saquon Barkley. Talk about being touched by God. This man was touched by God, ladies and gentlemen. Touched by the hand of God. Saquon Barkley. Now, I got to be, again, not because I'm a Cowboy fan. I'm just being neutral. I see a guy who don't like to run in between, like he don't like to power north-south. To me, I don't know. I just don't see it. But happy birthday. A nice guy. A very nice guy, I gotta say. I've heard him on radio interviews, heard stories about him. Seems like a very nice guy he is, because I've heard him. Nice guy, but that's a lot. Dave Gettleman, he set this kid up for failure. You're taking him in the first round, second or third pick, whatever it was. And that stuff. Joe Pesci. I love Joe Pesci. Who don't love Joe Pesci? Goodfellas, one of the greatest movies ever. Raging Bull. Casino, My Cousin Vinny, Home Alone. I mean, come on, it goes on and on and on. Joe Pesci, I don't know. Is this ridiculous? It's probably ridiculous to say. I'm thinking of Mount Rushmore of actors. Does Joe Pesci make that? Nah, I don't know, right? Nah, Tom Hanks. Who else is on? Tom Hanks, maybe Tom Cruise, Denzel. I don't know. Joe Pesci, he's just a crumb. All right. But nonetheless, a great actor in his own right. Happy birthday, 79, Joe Pesci. Let's see. Moving on down the list. Cranberry Sprite Chill. 17 years old. She's a TikTok star. And you laugh. She's probably making $2 million a month. While me and you are getting up every morning, dragging our butt, into the shower, like, oh, my time to make the donuts. This girl's like working for 2 hours a day, posting a video, getting 15 million people to like it, and she can call herself Cranberry Sprite Chill. I'm having second thoughts about my career. ready to make a career move, just dedicate to social media. Something's got to stick. All right, here we go. Let me tell you something. To me, I'll know I reached the pinnacle of life if I can get my name on this famous birthdays. CLEM, YouTube star. Wow. All right, anyway, back to doing the right thing, which is helping people. That's my calling. All right. The great Carole King. Wow. I mean, you talk about talented. I mean, inspirational through the words she writes, not just for her songs, but others. She's written so many. Oh, my God. Carole King. What can I say that probably hasn't been said a million times over today? The great Carole King. Happy birthday. Big 8-0. Wow. All right, so that's famous birthdays right there. That's famous birthdays. Let's go to what national day is it? Let's check it out. It is National Cut the Cord Day. Let me see what this is about. National Cut the Cord Day. Break free from expensive cable bills on February 9th by celebrating National Cut the Cord Day. The streaming movement has rapidly grown over the past 5 years. Okay. Listen, I'm stupid. I've come to terms that I'm just stupid. I had a sense I was stupid, but in this last few days, I've realized how stupid I really am. I'm just going to keep cable and just hit my remote control. Forget about all this stuff I need to know. All right. What else? What other day is it? What other day is it? Let's see. It's National Bagel and Lox Day. I love bagels and lox. I do. Bagel, cream cheese, lox, red onion. I don't put the capers on. I'm not a capers man. I should have a cape, but I'm not a capers man. All right, National Bagel and Lox Day. It's National Pizza Day. And the great Dave Portnoy, El Presidente, he has listed, listen, I'm not kidding. When the spring comes, we can even do this now in the CLEM-mobile. I'm down with the CLEM-mobile. We go now if you want. He listed Dave Portnoy's actual top 10 pizza places. Listen to me. Number 10, Angelo's Pizzeria, Philadelphia, drivable. Number 9, Delucia's Brick Oven Pizza, Raritan, New Jersey. New Jersey, I don't care where it is, drivable. Conti's Pizza and Bar, Princeton, New Jersey, drivable. Thomas Sweet right after that. And we go to Hoagie Haven, get a cheesesteak. Johnny's Pizzeria, Mount Vernon, right there. I was at Johnny's. I love Johnny's. One of the guys at Johnny's died last year. Remember that? Luigi's Pizza, Brooklyn, drivable. The Lorenzo's Tomato Pies, Robbinsville. I got to suspect it's in Jersey, drivable. Regina Pizzeria, Boston, drivable. We're going to go out there. We're going to get a hotel, stay overnight. We're going to drink Sam Adams, get trashed, and eat Regina Pizza. Lucali, Brooklyn, drivable. John's of Bleecker Street. They advertise on 104.3. I don't know why they don't advertise here. I'm going to go. When I get a slice, I'm going to talk to them. In New York, number 2. And the top one, Sally's a Pizza, New Haven, Connecticut. These are all drivable. I could fit 6 people in the CLEM minivan. Who wants to go and knock like 2 or 3 out in one shot? We'll go, we'll take a day, we'll take a ride, we'll drive the CLEM minivan, we'll make a couple of videos, we'll post them up, and we'll eat pizza, stuff our faces. You know how to reach me. There's like 15 different ways to reach me, including a pigeon. So if I'm doing it. You think I'm kidding? You think I'm kidding? I'm telling you right now, I am not kidding. Well, listen, Burgermeister, I don't say that. I'm not saying this place is not the best, but I'm going to go with the guy who travels all around tasting pizza everywhere. And some of these places I'm familiar with. Obviously, John's on Bleecker Street. I've heard. I've never been there. So if you want to join me in my crusade, because you know Pizza King. Pizza King. I'm the Pizza King. Pizza King. Pizza King. All right. We're rolling up to the 420. Do not forget, Friday. Build yourself up without limits. Here it is on Facebook, on YouTube. Andrew Deutsch wrote this book. It's going to teach you a strategy and strategies to win in all areas of your life. That's coming up Friday at 3:20. I'm very excited. That interview is going to start us going. Get back to the old days of going all over the place with interviews. Just talking a lot of stuff. Just bringing a lot of stuff here. All right. We got something, Kev?
Hey, Pete.
We have a fish in the sea.
We got 2 calls.
Wait. Before I get to the calls, I just want to say one thing. Before we go to break, one of our Clemaniacs is also celebrating a birthday. I heard this morning the Belgian guy sang a song to her. She's not just a great grandma, but a great part of WRCR, also here in Clemville. I want to give a big shout out, a big happy birthday wish to the lovely Marianne, who is celebrating her birthday today. Yes, Kev?
So the first of the two calls comes from none other than Marianne.
All righty. Happy birthday, Marianne.
Thank you. I know you said call if it's your birthday, so it is. And you know whose birthday? I don't know if you mentioned Mia Farrow. Do you remember Mia Farrow, the actress?
I do, but she's not on. The strange thing is she's not on this list.
Yeah, maiden place. She was married to Sinatra for what, like 2 weeks or something?
I couldn't tell you. Kevin probably know that.
You know that?
Dan, I bet you Dan Karcher would know that.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, listen, you got it. I got your $25 gift card right here. Oh, Gracie, if you're listening, obviously the driveway's been melted for several days now. Antonio can come anytime, to get over here. All right, listen, happy birthday. Let me get to this caller. Let me go to break, and I got to run outside really quick. I got somebody in my house.
Thank you. I'll be listening.
All the love. Happy birthday, Marianne. Yes, caller. Hello?
Hello.
It's 420. Hello?
Hello, Clem?
Yes.
Clem, can you hear me?
I can.
Clem, you left out Staten, Italy.
Who?
Are you there?
Yeah, who did I leave out?
Staten, Italy.
Staten, Italy. What's that?
Staten Island. Staten, Italy. Any place on Staten Island, you can get great pizza. And any place in Brooklyn. And the reason being is because of the water. The water comes from the Catskills, and it makes the yeast rise, and it's got a sweet taste. On top of that, when you go to these pizza places in Staten, Italy, and in Brooklyn, and some of the Bronx, they use real pepperoni, not that plastic stuff. And pepperoni, I just heard somewhere that pepperoni is the #1 topping used on pizzas. So if you want to take a ride to Brooklyn with me one day, I'll make you taste some really great pizza. Or Staten, Italy. You got a date. We'll bring some wine.
Why don't you come in the Clemini van? And let's take a ride down there. Burgermeister's telling me that's my dad. Like, I don't know this is Swami Tommy Burgermeister. Are you kidding me? I know this voice. He's telling me that's my dad. I know this is his dad.
And Clem, I would never steer you guys wrong, especially when it comes to Sicilian pizza. Because unfortunately here in Rockland County, I'm not putting anybody down, but again, it's the water that makes the yeast, that makes the dough.
All right,
you have a great pizzeria day.
He's jumping in on the ride for pizza. Like I said, we're going to knock out 2-3 of these, and, then we'll hit another couple. We could change people then, whatever. But who's getting in? I could fit 6 people safely in the Clemini van. Let's do it. All right, you think I'm not kidding. I'm not going to say something, not do it. Oh, talk about not being able to do it. Swami Tommy, all the love, brother. Thank you for the recommendation. You and your son have pizza recommendations. I'm going to go through these 10 first, and then we'll hit the others. All right, so what was I talking about? I forgot. Wow. Oh, it's 4:20. We got to take a break, right? Yeah, we're past break, right? Is that true?
Yeah, we're past, yeah.
Yeah, let's take a break. We'll be back. Clemini PM. Woo!
It's great music that doesn't get in the way of your work. AM 1700 WRCR and WRCR.com.
Love is in the air. Valentine's Day is coming.
And February is also National Organ Donor Day on the 14th and the American Heart Association Heart Month.
Send a message of love and affection to partners, family, and friends by purchasing a WRCR Valentine's greeting. For just $25, your message will be read live on the air Saturday, February 12th between 5 and 7 p.m. on a special show hosted by Roxanne Watson and Kevin Thomas.
We'll be playing love songs and reading Valentine's messages on the air. Just email your Valentine greeting, 20 words or less, to sales@WRCR.com.
You'll receive a confirmation and payment instructions. Then make sure you tell all your loved ones and even the people who hate you to tune in to WRCR AM 1700 or WRCR.com February 12th from 5 to 7 p.m. for our special Share the Love Valentine's Show.
Happy Valentine's!
Running out of faith?
then stop by for a service. Don't forget to tune in to Faith Unscripted, a brand new show dealing with the big questions about God, faith, and you. Hosted by Clarkstown Reformed Church's own Pastor Rich. Every Tuesday at 10 a.m. only on WRCR, AM 1700.
Feelings of anxiety and frustration are common when coping with a chronic health issue. I'm Susan Lust, founder of the Parkinson's Wellness Project and host of Learn to Move, Move to Learn. On February 15th, our show will feature Dr. Shannon O'Neill, licensed psychologist with the Mount Sinai Health System. We'll discuss the impact of chronic health conditions on mental well-being. Join us. Your calls and questions are welcome on Learn to Move, Move to Learn, Tuesday, February 15th at 9:30 a.m. To learn more about PWP, visit our website at parkinsonswellnessproject.org.
Now let's take a look at the roads with Hudson Valley traffic.
Good afternoon. This report is being sponsored by DuckDuckGo. Protect your privacy for free online with DuckDuckGo. First off, a look at 84. Things are moving nicely through Putnam, Dutchess, and Orange County. New York State Thruway, well, it looks pretty good up in Orange County from Westchester both ways, but then southbound in Saugerties around exit 20. We have an accident reported. Also looks pretty good on 684 and 287. 95 is clear and 218 is still closed. Cornwall to West Point stick with 9W instead. Tired of being tracked online? DuckDuckGo can help. They help millions of people like you take control of their personal information online. With one download, you could search and browse privately, avoiding trackers all for free. DuckDuckGo, privacy simplified. From the Hudson Valley Traffic Center, I'm John Kremeyer.
Weather.
Welcome to early spring in February. It's a fine February day across the lower Hudson Valley. Mostly sunny skies, mid and upper 40s. Tonight, partly cloudy, lows 30 to 35. On Thursday, it's just plain sunny. Highs at 50 degrees. Friday will be in the low 50s and partly sunny. And Saturday will be in the low to mid-50s and partly sunny with a chance of a rain shower in the afternoon. For AM 1700 WRCR, this is meteorologist Mark Hannock.
Up-to-the-minute weather information is always available on the WRCR website. Day or night, when you want the weather, check our website at WRCR.com.
And the current temperature is 44 degrees.
We are back here in Clemville. Mark Hannock with the weather update. See, I think when you go to weatherman school, it's not necessarily learning like how to understand the currents, the patterns, the shifts, the adjustments of this or that, and all the variables involved with temperature and, you know, forecasting weather and temperature and all that stuff. I think it's more like an English class where they teach you how to get around anything. Like, a strong chance today of rain, but it could be, you know, that rain may not come. And, you know, tomorrow, 60-mile-an-hour winds if it's not windy out, you know, because there's a chance that the winds may pass to the north. And don't forget, Friday's forecast looking for 3 inches of snow if we get the current, because if not, then we're not going to get the snow. So, you know, it's like, that's what they teach you in weatherman school. For weathermen and weatherwomen out there, it's to verbalize the nonsense that you're spewing, because it absolutely is. All right. Now, you know, we were talking the other day, you know, the Valentine's thing, you know, buy for your loved one. And I said, I don't care if you're buying for your wife, if you're buying for your lesbian lover, your gay boyfriend, you know, your two wives, whatever. It don't matter. Just buy them. They're $25 each. Sales at WRCR.com, okay? Tell them Clem sent you. So I'm all for love. I am. There's obviously some loves that, you know, cross the line. You know, I'm not going to get into them. That's for Clem After Hours. We'll have those discussions. But this, to me, is just reiterates where we are as a culture right now. Okay? Now, this gentleman, after waiting 6 weeks, received the gift of a lifetime It had arrived straight from China. And the excitement that Jeff Gallagher felt was unparalleled to any excitement he had felt in his life. He opened up that box, and inside, for $6,000 American dollars, $3,500 in Australia, was a very, very, very lifelike robot. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to work green screen magic. For those of you, let's take it to the CNN News Network. This is the CLEM News Network. This is worthy of news. I shall now show you the doll. That is the doll that this gentleman fell in love with. For those of you on YouTube, you can clearly see her right there. Blonde hair. Look at those lips. Those eyes. Those eyes. I mean, you talk about eyes. Those are Betty Davis eyes. Jeff Gallagher thought he'd never find love. But when Emma arrived, he knew right away, based on first appearances, as well as a feeling he got inside that he never had before, there was a connection. So Jeff communicates with his robot just like any other couple. They yell at each other, I told you to pick that up! What are you doing leaving the door open? Don't you know these lights are on? Costing me money? No, he's in love with this doll. That's right, Jeff is in love with this doll. He physically has fallen in love with this doll. Now, you know, one of my buddies, Ron, thank you, Ron, give me some investment tips over the years that have brought in some decent return. He's the type of guy that he's like a high roller. You know, it's like you can get 50% back or you can lose it all. That's one way. It's either one way or the other. So Neuralink, this company owned by Elon Musk and others, was started. They're working on this device, like to transmit this device into your brain. And actually, one of the guys that started it with him just left that company, Neuralink, to work with this other company that has FDA approval now to get into your brain, but in a different way. So when I saw that this guy fell in love with a robot, and you combine it with what they're doing at Neuralink and this other company that one of the CEOs at Neuralink left and started with somebody else, along with the story we told about a pig's heart. I mean, it's not going to be long before people are having sex with these robots and having like $6 million babies that are like, you know, made of like glue, silicone, and wiring and all this other crap. You think listen, I know I talk some nonsense, and I know I'm losing my mind, no doubt about it. It's slowly losing. But this, I truly believe, is what's going to happen. This guy, this thing, this doll, it communicates, it walks, it talks, it cleans, whatever you want it to do. It's got the AI, by the way, another good stock, all right, artificial intelligence. And, you know, he's in love with Emma. Don't fall in love with a robot, 'cause she'll break you every time. Yeah, Kev.
Yeah, I got Franny on the line.
Franny. What's up, Franny?
Hey, Clem, how you doing? Okay, I got this funny story, but I want to wish Marianne a very, very happy birthday, Marianne. I love you. I'll call you later. Also, okay, my sister would need that robot dog. But Marcia has, okay, not fooling, I'm not, Gracie saw it, and Annette, she has this doll, okay, a man and a woman, and you press the button, and it says, darling, I'll put up your feet, I'll massage your feet, oh, darling, oh, let me throw out the garbage, darling, oh, you left the toilet seat up for But they're both a girl and a boy. She has to press the button. And I promised Dad next time we see her, we were going to show it to her. So that's it. Anna, if you're listening, you need one too.
You know, when you started the story, I thought you were going elsewhere about what was going to be revealed about what she had. I thought it was going to be some sort of whatever. Again, that's for Clem After Hours coming soon.
We have
what?
Right, but people do have blow-up dolls.
I know, believe me. I
They
got two
put
in my
them in
closet.
bed with them.
I got two in my closet. A brunette and a blonde.
Really? Yeah.
I told my wife those are blow-up mattresses.
For one.
Yeah, she said, "What are those things? They look like blow-up things." I go, "Yeah, those are blow-up mattresses." All right, listen. How are you feeling today? Good?
To get one.
Little
but no, they're good, Jay. But these, yes. Yeah, but these are little dolls. They're not big things. You have to keep on pressing the button. And it tells you, you know, it doesn't do like this robot does. I should get one for my sister. Are they a lot of money?
Yeah,
they're
about 4,000.
Go
fund me. You're looking to find a man for your sister, and half man, half robot.
Oh, she don't want no man.
Me.
No. She don't want no man. She's always
it's not. It's robot. It's actually not a man. It's a robot.
Men.
It just looks like a man.
Right.
All right, listen.
Right.
Let me go. Let me go, Franny. All the love. I'm glad you're feeling better.
All right, love you.
Love you. All the love.
Yes,
all right.
Thank you. Love you too.
Love you
Bye-bye.
too. Love you too. Yes. Let me reel it back in here. I'd like a robot. Really. Like I would just, can you rub my back? Now, I made a post yesterday. I was looking for like some sort of painkillers medicine. And this guy, he says, I give good back massages complimentary. I texted back with happy endings, you know, and it's like, I mean, is he coming on to me, or is he just saying he wants to massage my pain away? Like, I don't know. What do I know? I don't know. How come I haven't been playing it? You know why? Because there's two pages, and I keep forgetting to go to page 2. So when I need it, it ain't there. But I'm going to get it. Don't you worry. All righty. So, Neuralink. They're doing some crazy things. I mean, a lot. And the stuff we think we know, they're doing much more that we don't know. I'm telling you. My son asked me, Dad, is there a $6 million man? Now I tell him, I said, I believe so. I believe so. There's some guy who lost his, like in a war, came back, they're injecting him, they grew a bionic leg. I mean, I thought that was just a TV show, but it's not. Reality. It really is. What the future holds. Let's hope we're here. I mean, the way the world is now, I don't know. I mean, some people say it's coming to an end. It would be very sad. Let's all spread the love, all the love, to our neighbors, to our friends, even to our enemies. Let's hold the door, for our enemies. The door that's, that could be closed otherwise. Right? Make that first step towards getting the world back to where it used to be. We used to be able to get along. Let's just get along. Tomorrow night, house calls, Kerry Potter, immediately following the CLEM in the PM. Friday night, don't forget the time change. Only this Friday, 5 to 7. That is correct. Doo-Wop Dream Machine will be taken off right after the CLEM in the PM till 7 o'clock. So mark that on your calendar. Does anybody have a calendar? My mom does. Like in her pocketbook, she goes inside. She has a calendar. She writes all she has calendars. She's got serious OCD that date back. I mean, probably it's like my son Peter soccer practice when I was like 2nd grade. Calendars. It's crazy. I mean, not that she's a hoarder, because she's not, but something with calendars. She's just got all these calendars collected, written down everything that I've ever done. Camp, 10 o'clock, get a haircut, 4 o'clock, Friday, go to the bank, make a deposit. My mother's very regimented, and it's all in her calendar. I don't know why she holds onto calendars from like 1974. All right, anyway, I hope she takes those with her to Florida. All right, when I get back, I'm going to talk about greed. About greed. Greed is evil. We should all be happy with what we got. Not a lot, but you got yours and I got mine. Na, 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 na. I missed my therapist today. My back was shot. I told myself, there's no way I could sit in a van for 45 minutes like that. Absolutely not. My back is killing me. So I'm losing my mind. Hopefully by tomorrow I'll have it back together. Let's take that break. And when we get back, we'll talk about massive greed. I mean, 2 stories of just insane, massive greed. One way outdoing the other, but still, nonetheless, greed. Don't be greedy.
If it concerns the Hudson Valley, it concerns us. AM 1700 WRCR and WRCR.com.
Hi, Lou Young here with a new type of radio reality for the new year. Every week we'll spend 2 hours together learning to recognize the profound and permanent changes taking place all around us. Listen, it's a wake-up call to action. The signs are everywhere. The solutions are between your ears and in your heart. Tough Times with Lou Young, Saturdays, WRCR, 1 to 3 p.m. Join us. I dare you.
You remember the days when you could turn on your radio and hear songs like this? Well, they're back. Hi, everybody. This is Bryant Avenue Bob Trevero, and I'll be hosting the Do Up Dream Machine Show this Friday and every Friday night from 6 to 8 p.m. right here on WRCR 1700 AM and streaming live on WRCR.com. I'll play songs like this that you know and love and introduce you to songs you've never heard, but once you do, you'll get to know and love them as well. I'll take your telephone calls, dedications, and song requests. You say it, and I'll play it. I'll be brought to you by Rick's Club American in Congers, New York. So join me this Friday and every Friday night from 6 to 8 p.m. for the Do Up Dream Machine Show right here on WRCR.
Marcello's Ristorante in Suffern offers unparalleled Italian cuisine in both small and large plates, as well as an extensive wine and cocktail menu. Visit marcellosgroup.com for reservations, find out about their cooking classes, chef's table, and elegant events catering. Bring home Marcello's hand-picked products, extra virgin olive oils, artisanal pasta, and more. Marcello Russo DeVito is live on the morning show every Friday at 8:45 a.m. Call in with your cooking questions and find out about the latest specials. Visit marcellosgroup.com.
Now let's take a look at the road with Hudson Valley traffic.
Eastbound side of 84, it's about a half-hour delay to the Newburgh Beacon Bridge, trying to get to Dutchess County because of a stalled vehicle in the left lane. 9G southbound at 199 jammed up. It's an accident with injuries. Crash was cleared at Fishkill on 52 eastbound by Route 9. Thruway northbound, a couple minutes extra, exit 11 to 13 northbound is slow moving. An accident on the New England Thruway southbound at Mamaroneck Avenue, a 10-minute delay into the area of exit 18B. The left lane is blocked. And there's an accident on Sprainbrook northbound by Jackson Avenue. This report sponsored by DuckDuckGo. Protect your privacy for free with DuckDuckGo. Fed up with companies selling your data? DuckDuckGo is on it. They help millions of people like you take back their privacy online. DuckDuckGo, privacy simplified. From the Hudson Valley Traffic Center, I'm John Grimmeyer.
Weather.
Welcome to early spring in February. It's a fine February day across the lower Hudson Valley. Mostly sunny skies, mid and upper 40s. Tonight, partly cloudy, lows 30 to 35. On Thursday, it's just plain sunny. Highs near 50 degrees. Friday will be in the low 50s and partly sunny. And Saturday will be in the low to mid 50s and partly sunny, with a chance of a rain shower in the afternoon. For AM 1700 WRCR, this is meteorologist Mark Hannock.
Up-to-the-minute weather information is always available on the WRCR website. Day or night, when you want the weather, check our website at WRCR.com.
And the current temperature is 44 degrees.
All righty, we are back here in Clemville in the study of the Clemantian. You know, there's smartphones, smart speakers, but I, Clem, I have the only smart hat available to mankind, and I'm wearing it right now. Because when I'm in the study wearing my smart hat, I feel smarter. And I could, talk about stories like this, because people who commit these type of crimes, they are very intelligent, okay? So I must tell you, I don't know anything about Bitcoin. or Ethereum, or although I know Shiba Inu is making a rally. They're doing all this stuff this year. I'm very excited. All right, and you should be excited too, Dave. Could be a Porsche right there. And if it happens to be bought from Shiba Inu, you have to get a tattoo before I give you the keys of Shiba Inu on your forehead or somewhere on your body. All right? Oh my God. Anyway, so the feds have charged a couple with trying to launder billions in Bitcoin. I know people out there, some of you, when you hear Bitcoin, you're like, that's malarkey. It's baloney. You don't even see it. You don't see it. Let me tell you something. You got to take your Bitcoin. You got to do this. You got to come up with a 24-word code. You got to put it in a wallet, an invisible wallet. I need that type of wallet. You know how many wallets I've lost in my life? I need a crypto wallet. It's like you can't lose it. Gumbo Yaya checking in. Gumbo Yaya, when you coming back to the world-renowned CLEM Radio Network? We miss you. Let's do it. Country. Let's bring back country. Which country? When country wasn't caught. Let me refocus. Back to the Bitcoin theft. Bitcoins valued at $3.6 billion were stolen. And at the time they were stolen, they were worth $71 million. So you see what I'm saying? They went from 71 million, which is a lot of money, but they were up to 3.6 billion. Again, don't ask me how Bitcoin works. I don't know. Crypto, I'm telling you right now, I don't know nothing about that stuff for real. Especially when it comes to crypto. But these people, I feel like in my study, talking with my smart hat on, I could kind of relate to these geniuses, a couple, men and women, like the modern day Bonnie and Clyde of like crypto theft. Justice Department says it has seized more than $3.6 billion in cryptocurrency, arrested 2 people in connection with the 2016 hack of a virtual currency exchange. Again, I have no clue. I do not know what that means. Big news coming soon. Gumbo Yaya, you heard it here. Break the news here. Gumbo Yaya, let's break the news in the cable news. Now, can you promise me that? We're going to break the news in CNN, the cable news network here. All right, we're going to go breaking news. Uh-oh. Can't do that. All right. Well, anyway, we'll get back to that later. So, Bitcoin, you don't see it. You can't put it in your pocket. I guess you could if you had it. It's crazy. I don't know nothing about it, but Elia Lichtenstein and his wife, Heather Morgan, 34 and 31 years old, very young. You don't know how smart they have to be. It's like they wear 10 smart hats. Dude, I know, bodybuilding Brian, you're going to get caught. You're going to get caught, I know. I'm not endorsing this behavior. Or Dave, you think we can, Dave, let's make a run for it. Let's do it. Let's steal crypto and go to St. Martin. All right, so it's like a blockchain, and I don't even know how they stole it. But I'm impressed by 2 things. Their ability to do all they needed to do to get this, because I don't know. I see Dave doing this stuff. It makes no sense. Honestly, it makes absolutely no sense. I don't know what's going on. And then for these 2 people to steal and then get caught. And it's like, you know what? I think the police should be thanking them, or whoever they stole from should be thanking them. Hey, listen, they should be hired. It's like when you stole it, it was worth, 9-something million. Now you bring it back to us, it's worth 3.7 billion. They raised it by like 550,000%. They should be awarded a medal and like 10%. But crypto is a very strange thing. The prices dip dramatically. Now they're coming back around. It's a long-term investment, boys and girls. You're not looking at it for the short haul. If you're looking at it for the short haul, you go pick up cans and bottles. You turn them cans and bottles and you get some quick pocket money. The crypto and all that other stuff involved is for the long term. No, listen. Smart people get caught. You know why smart people get caught? Because there's smarter people out there. I didn't say they were the smartest people, but smart people get caught. You know why? Because they're smart, but they're sloppy. They're smart. They didn't cover their tracks. They're smart, but they left one page unturned, So I don't say they were stupid for getting caught at all, because you got to sit in my studio and watch Dave do this stuff. I mean, real honestly, like, I think that's the problem. My brain, it gets fried watching him do this stuff. He's mouse here, trade here, wallet slide, 54 words. It's just nuts. But I'm glad they got caught. I'm glad they got caught, because it's not their money. It's not their crypto. They should, like everybody else, work hard, take chances. You want to go buy some crypto, you do it. And, you sit on it and you make some money, hopefully. Like the stocks, you win some, you lose some. But to steal from people, what's going to happen to them? They're going to what? They're going to go to Club Med. They're going to get like a vacation type of thing, like my uncle did. God rest his soul, Uncle Joe. He was involved in some big time scam. And, he said it was beautiful. I mean, the food was just as good as on, going out, and eating a nice meal. Obviously, he was sleeping comfortably, watching TV, practicing his golf swing. People like this, they should lose their tongue. I think they should. It's hard to communicate when you have no tongue, so you can't tell somebody what to do. You can't communicate like the steps to rob the Bitcoin anymore, because you've shanked his tongue. I know what you're saying, Clem. Clem, you're ridiculous. Clem, you're stupid. Clem, you're barbaric. Clem is king. Woo! That's what I would do in Clemville. I'm telling you right now. I would take your tongue. Absolutely. So, and this is not an endorsement of crypto by any means. Just like Dave says, I mean, he tells me this. I say, yeah, you know what? Just get me involved. Just sign me up. Let me know whatever, just what I got to give you. Because life is a risk. But, you got to, great things don't come to those who are, that sit back on the sideline. They're waiting for things to come to them. And like I said, I'm not endorsing gambling. I'm not endorsing putting your money in crypto. I'm just saying, when you want greatness, you got to take chances, because that's the only way it's going to happen. Got me? Capiche? Capiche or no capiche? Why do Italians leave the vowel off? Like, when you say prosciutto, isn't it? They say prosciutto, the super sad. I got the linguine and meatballs. I'm telling you, listen, you talk to an old school Italian, that's what they do. My son was introduced to one of the greatest men I know. And he may be even more spiritual than Pastor Rich. I got to tell you, Joe Artuso, some of you may know him from the Artuso Bakery fame down in the Bronx, very famous bakery, Artuso Bakery. Joe's a great guy. He's got a past that I don't know if he wants to forget, but he sure doesn't want to talk about it. But he found God, and God found him. And anytime you meet him, he spreads so much joy. God this, God that. It's beautiful. The other day, my son and I were out at Rick's eating dinner, and him and his beautiful wife, Linda, she hasn't aged in the 20 years that I've known her. She's actually gotten more beautiful. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. I need her secrets. But yeah, put cucumbers and spread salmon on your face and cucumbers and sit in a steam bath. But I just love running into him. I said, son, Emilio, this is my good friend, Joe Artuso. I said, Joe, this is my son, Emilio. I said, Emilio, I want you to know that this is one of the greatest men you will ever meet. And I am blessed to come across his path. Really, he's just a great man. How we get to that? Was I talking cupcakes? Was I talking something about a bakery? How did I get to Joe Artuso? I don't know. How does my mind work like this? Please. All right, don't forget Friday. Friday is our Valentine's Day Clem Olympics. I thought I wanted to play a game today. Guess what? Game's on you. Friday, Valentine's Day Clem Olympics. I'm excited for Valentine's Day. I don't know what the wifey and I got planned. I don't know when my mom's leaving for Florida. I think Sunday. I'm not sure, but I think Sunday, maybe Monday. I don't know. Yeah, Kev.
I've got Redneck on the line.
Redneck. I'm just looking at his thing. Big news coming soon. Redneck.
What's up, you handsome man?
I'm doing quite well. How about yourself?
You know I ain't never had a birthday. So just checking in. And when I get a chance to tune in, I always do. And it looks like, I don't know, people probably don't remember the Gumbo Yaya radio show.
How could they forget the
hopefully in
Gumbo
March.
Yaya radio show? You had great musical guests, shared experiences and stories, and great music, whether it was performed live or recordings. I mean, how could you forget the Gumbo Yaya? Maybe people never heard of it. I think the people that heard of it know you, because you obviously pop in and out of Clemville and WRCR world periodically with a phone call or something. But those that have heard the show, most certainly I don't think they forgot it. I just think maybe some people aren't familiar with you, or some of our newer listeners, whether it's my show or on the station, they don't know the great things that you were doing with country music.
Well, we're going to be back starting in March, Fridays 11 to 2. And as always, our focus is on independent artists, independent business, and we'll do our regular salute to service. We'd like to honor our military and our vets, all those who run in when the rest of us are running away, and the families who make the same sacrifice, you know, for our families. So it's about just good people, good living, and good music.
That's the Gumbo Yaya radio show. So starting in March, every Friday from 11 to 2, this is great news. I mean, you bring to the station what a lot of people aren't familiar with. And that's what Dan Karcher was doing with jazz. And I think people that haven't heard your show are going to be thrilled when they do hear it. The guests that you have on, obviously, you connected us to Mudbone, which I follow his journey in music on Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. I'm excited for you, man.
Mudbone is.
Back,
he always asks about you. He always asks about you. And if you ever go to Nashville, you can't go anywhere where people don't know who Mudbone is. The guy is an amazing artist. Obviously, he tours the world, tours the country, and we have more people like that. I just, as a matter of fact, I just was missing a call while I'm on the phone with you from an artist out of Grand Prairie, Texas, who's going to be on the show. We have artists from Australia joined us, Canada, Nashville, of course, and Ireland. So we have a whole bunch of guests that we've been chatting with on a regular basis ever since this COVID thing started, and we kind of went underground. But it's time to get back on the air and to share. And we really want to focus on, the people here in the Hudson Valley and the talent, highlight the talent and the businesses here. Like Pete's Chimney, who is one of the staples here. So that kind of thing. We want to make sure that we support the community that we live in, because if you don't give back to your community, you won't have one.
Now, that's what it's about. You got to give back to community. That's really what it's all about. Listen, we're getting to the end of the road here. I thank you for calling in, for sharing the good news. I'm excited to hear you back on the radio. You do a very fine job. You're very knowledgeable about the musicians, the music. You bring on musicians who otherwise wouldn't have a chance to get their music on air, and you expose that to a greater audience. Redneck, welcome back to the team. We'll hear you in March, brother.
All right, roll Tide.
You got it. All right, so before we leave the show, we're talking about greed. It wasn't just those two people, that couple with the Bitcoin. A Los Angeles nun and former school principal stole more than $800,000 to pay for a gambling habit. Can you imagine that? Imagine that was Sister Stephen Gerard. Like, I love her to death. I mean, and she's been stealing money to go pay for a gambling habit. I mean, I guess it's better than being like a crackhead, like they're addicted to crack and they stealing money for that, like she's blowing crack in her office. But that's insane. Mary Margaret Cropper, who was loved by the community, the kids, the parents, the priest, the other nuns. But she had a dark side, like we all do. Some darker than others. Some too dark to even share and talk about. But we all have that dark side. Mary Margaret Cropper will be spending a year in jail. All right, boys and girls, we're at the end of our road. I want to thank you for tuning in, all you Clemaniacs, and you too, Clemonkeys and Clemaggots. Totally screwed that one up there. I shall see you, God willing, tomorrow at 3. All the love. Happy birthday, Marianne. And adios, clamigos. Woo!